So I remember when Bend first came about in Bega, and I remember just thinking, I want to live there. It looked amazing. How did it come about?
Um, okay, well, we we were moving from Canwanglo into Bega, and I saw this bit of land up the hill from down by the river, and I thought, oh, I'd like to live there, and we it's for sale, and we could have this corner just here. And Chris said, oh, they're not going to sell you a corner. You're going to have to involve more people. And I don't quite understand where it came from, but I had a conviction really that, okay, let's do that and let's do it properly. That's what I said. And
Brilliant.
anyway, that was how it began. The only reason it carried on was that somebody else we told the idea to, and she went off to a permaculture field day at the Candelo showground and talked to people about it. And all these people are interested, and they came to a meeting. And so that's been my sort of gauge of whether it's worth going ahead with things. If there are people on board, we can do it. And then we had an architect who came to the first meeting, and we had the permaculture guru, John Champagne.
Oh, yeah.
And and throughout the whole process, we had so much help from professionals, lawyers, planners, you name it. People saw that this vision of having a street with houses that were all facing north, capturing the energy that was high up, and so that the water would travel down. If we collected water at the top of the hill, then it would travel down by gravity. It's permaculture stuff. This is a really perfect site for permaculture living, and so it inspired everybody. And one of the things that we said right at the beginning was that we wanted it to be socially and economically diverse, that we didn't want to be in this location and become all snobby and bobby, that we wanted it to be something that we could all share. And that was another thing, like a group of us kept meeting, we did some leaflets, we did this and that and the other, and it was for years. And then suddenly somebody said, that there's an organisation, Community Housing Limited, they're based in Melbourne, and they might be interested. We got in touch with them and they said, yes, we want to be part of this. We will buy 5 blocks and we will develop 10 houses on those 5 blocks. And that was our aim, was to have 30% of the housing for rental, not-for-profit rental housing. Yes, and it all works pretty well. We don't have you will notice there's not sort of big fences between our gardens. We it is a together sort of a place. And once we'd finished being developers, then we had the people who were buying becoming members of a neighbourhood association to manage it. And the way the money happened was, we talked about buying it and would they sell it to us, and yes, and it was going to be so much, and we thought, oh yes, Anyway, we put the word out, and through different networks, we managed to find the money to buy this land, and people were lending it, and some of them not even asking for interest, and that, and all the way through things like that happened. That it just fell into place. We were very lucky, and the council head of planning at that time was Garrett Barry, and he really saw the worth of this, and he helped enormously by encouraging the staff and everyone. But before we went ahead, we had to get consent in principle from council because it was too much of a job for staff to be making sure we got it all working properly. And and so that was one of those moments as well. It was 5 votes to 4, and yes, okay, we got consent in principle. Anyway, he sort of retired when he left, but we had an event when we were when all the infrastructure, all the roads and stuff had been put in, and we had this open day that a lot of people came to. It was on Win TV, unbelievable. And part of that was raising money towards the not-for-profit rental housing. We had to put some into that. But anyway, Garrett Barry, he gave a speech at that, or he wrote an article. Maybe I haven't got the facts entirely right, but I know for sure that he was talking when he retired of the 2 things that he felt he'd managed the best, and we were one, and the Big W Mall was the other. So we're on a par with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.